Hey y'all, what's up and good morning. So y'all, I used to think that I had to be absolutely perfect and completely knowledgeable about absolutely everything in order to even talk about it. Now, I'm not saying that you are like, you don't need to have knowledge about the topic that you're talking about, but what I am saying is the simple fact that I realized that I did not need to be the expert in order to talk from my experience. So I'm making this video today because I know a lot of people ask me, hey, well, I didn't think I can talk about blank because I don't know everything about it. It's like, yo, but do you have experience about it? And if you do, talk from that angle. You know what I mean? So in this video, we are talking about why I stopped trying to be the expert, okay? So you guys, I get this a lot. And the reason I have a straw in my chai tea latte is for my teeth and for my lipstick, just FYI, random. But I get this question a lot about like being the expert and not feeling like you can, like, what to even talk about if you don't feel like you know it all about the topic. So I wanted to make this video and just come talk to you guys really quick about this because it was a concept that really changed the game for me when I realized, oh, I don't have to be all knowing about this topic in order to talk about it, because really, who is, right? Like, there's always new discoveries, there's always new things you're learning. But anyway, let's hop into the reason why I stopped trying to be the expert and what happened when I stopped trying to be the expert as well. So my overall advice about this topic is a simple thing that, like, you don't have to, how do I say this? Your experience a lot of times is enough. You see what I'm saying? This is the definition of an expert. You talk about what you know, you don't talk about what you don't. Period. You know what I mean? So what do you know about a certain topic? Talk about that. But then also come from a place of your experience too. Like, I don't know all the ins and outs of the YouTube algorithm, but I do know a lot about it. So based on that, that's what I talk from. And I also talk from my experience within my own channel about the YouTube algorithm, and then also just other things that I've learned within the YouTube algorithm. Does that make sense? Okay, so for example, like, here's an example. Grief, right? There are experts, people who have gone to school for years about grief that have so much to say. But let me tell you something. There's power in what you have to say because you have a certain experience from it. Me, I lost my mom and dad when I was 13 years old. Freaking tragic, freaking horrible. Let's just be real. So with that, it's like, am I the expert in grief? No. But do I have a really good experience, unfortunately, with grief? Yeah. So it's like, that's the place of which I talk about. I don't go and talk about the scientific stuff and all the tactics and stuff and all this other stuff that I don't know about. Again, an expert is you talk about what you know, you don't talk about what you don't. So with grief, for me, I would talk about what it was like when I lost my dad, and then 3 months later I lost my mom. That's what I would talk about. That's the angle of which I would talk about. Does that make sense? So no, I may not know all the absolute stages of grief, but I don't want you guys to stop that from speaking out about your experience, because your experience can help people. There's a reason why people came to YouTube or came to your video or came to your platform to hear you talk about a certain topic, than to go to Google and just read a random freaking article by a freaking scientist or a scholar and all this other stuff. Now, nothing is wrong with those, by the way. Let me just clarify that. But what I am saying is that there's power in hearing it from you and hearing it from your unique experience. So whenever it comes to being the expert, again, you talk about what you know, talk about what you've been through, and then you don't talk about what you haven't or what you don't know. And that's literally all it is. Like, so don't feel like you have to know absolutely everything about absolutely every single thing. So for me, with brand building, you guys, when I first started into this niche, I was struggling with this big time. I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. I was struggling with it because I was like, well, oh my God, what if I don't know everything there is to know about building a brand? And then I had to be reminded, Andrea, but you've built an amazing online brand for yourself. So talk from that angle. Talk about how you did it. Talk about how you overcame this. Talk about what you've done. Does that make sense? And talk about the journey that you went along and how they can follow with you. And so it's like, if you flip your perspective and what you're talking from, like from which angle you're talking about, it makes it so much easier. So I'm not on here telling you guys just get up there and talk about anything and everything just from your opinion or whatever, but what do you know? And then also, what experience have you been through? What has caused you to now have a little bit of I guess, skin in the game about this topic to be able to talk about it, then from there, speak on that, okay? Don't try to come off as this like amazing, like this and that and blah, 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 blah. You guys be yourself, talk from your experience and what you've dealt with. Again, with grief, I talk about what it was like to lose my mom and dad. I talk about things like that, but I don't go into the details and into the weeds and talk about like all these other things that happen in your brain whenever grief happens, because honestly, I don't know all that stuff. I just know how I felt during that time, how I overcame it, and how God, really, by the grace of God, pulled me through that. And so that's the angle of which I talk about it. So I'm kind of repeating that to make it very clear, you guys, that you don't have to know everything about everything. You don't. So it's okay. Y'all, if y'all have not had a chai tea latte, you're missing out. It is so good. Like, so before I forget to tell you guys, I want you to come join my Facebook group if you are a small business owner. So that includes influencers, content creators, creatives, whatever, music artists, whatever if you consider yourself a small business owner or a content creator, an influencer, someone who has a small business, then I need you to come join the Facebook group if you're looking to really learn how to build and grow your audience base and build and grow your business using the power of YouTube, okay? So, and how I do it within my channel too. So come join the Facebook group with us. It is a dynamic group of people who I absolutely love. They're like literally amazing. So if you're not a part of it, please come join it. It's A1, okay? All right. So another big thing about not trying to always be the expert, the all-knowing expert, is it frees you up to realize that you don't know it all. You know what I mean? So a lot of people are like holding stuff off, like, oh, I need to have more information. I need to like wait until I like, you know, to actually go for your brand and actually start making your YouTube channel and making high value content. But you're going to be waiting for probably forever at this point, because once you feel like you know it all, you're probably the dumbest person in the room. And I'm saying that from all love, all right? I'm serious. Because you guys, there's always something you can learn about a topic. There's always new discoveries, new research. There's always something you can be learning. And so when you feel like you have mastered something, then look at it from a different angle and see what holes there may be where you're like, no, I can still learn a little bit more about this topic. So for me, it has freed me up to realize, okay, Andrea, like, yes, you're a branding coach and you have built a freaking brand of over 60,000 global supporters and followers and stuff. And you guys are part of that. You guys are part of my online family, which I absolutely love. And it's like, yes, I've done that, but then I also know that there's still learning I can do. There's still books I can read. There's still coaching I can do to continue to further my abilities, to further my knowledge about it. Does that make sense? So you're always in the position to be learning. And when you position yourself to always be learning, the possibilities and the opportunities are endless. Seriously. So that's where I'm coming from. Like, I am never too good to learn something new, and neither should you be either. Like, I promise you guys, you don't have to feel like you have to know it all before you can speak about it. Speak from your experience, and then always be looking to learn more about it. So another thing to remember, number 4, is whenever you are making your content, you guys, remember that people are clicking on your video, clicking on your platform, on Instagram, on YouTube, wherever that may be, because they're like, I want to know his perspective. I want to know her perspective. And that's the reason why that, yes, they may have done other research about the topic, but they clicked on your video and they're staying on your video and coming back to your content because they want to know your perspective on the matter too. So it's okay, again, like I said, not to feel like you have to know it all and do it all and done all the research about it. Now, I'm not saying, you guys, again, that you don't need to have knowledge about the topic in order to talk about it, because you do. You don't want to be ignorant. But there's not even a fine line. Speak from what you know. Don't talk about what you don't. That's literally, like, if you just mind that one rule, you got it. Like, there you go. I'm really, really passionate about this one video so much because, you guys, it really did change the game for me. I literally felt like I had to, whenever I switched into this niche of what I'm doing now, because I knew I was going to be more effective with helping you guys build and grow like very profitable and sustainable brands within YouTube and through YouTube. I switched from hair care into this, what I'm doing now. You guys, I really felt like a big amount of imposter syndrome. I felt like I had to know everything about anything, about everything when it came to branding. And I'm like, Andrea, but you've done it. You are your own success story. And if you come from that angle, then there's your power. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah. Anyway, but again, like I said, that doesn't mean I'm always reading books. I always have Audible going on, which they hope they'll sponsor me soon. But anyway, I always have Audible on. I always am reading books. I have a coach, and I will probably always have a coach. And it's like, there's a reason why continuous learning is such a big deal. For me, I remember when I left college, I was like, I ain't gonna pick up no more books. I ain't gonna do this. I ain't gonna do that. Forget all this. And I'm like, literally, like, probably 6 months later, I was like, oh my God, I kind of missed this. And it's like, really, you should always be a learner. You're like literally always a student of life. You're always a student of whatever topic you're deciding to look more into. So remember that you can speak from it, from your experience. Talk about what you know. Don't talk about what you don't. And there you go. That's what you have in an expert, right? So anyway, you guys, I love you. Let me know if this video has helped you. Remember that we want to hear your story. We want to hear the power in which you've done something, how you have accomplished something, how you have overcome something. We want to know that from your perspective, not just this clean cookie cutter answer. You know what I mean? Like, I want to know how you did it. All right. So anyway, if you guys want to know more about my story, with losing my parents and just like really my upbringing and who I am, let me know. I'm thinking about making a video called Who is Andrea Denise? We'll all detail all that stuff out. Let me know down below in the comment section if you want to know more about that. And so yeah, you guys, I love you so much. Remember that you've got this and that we want to hear from you and not some just random person online. We want to hear from your experience. We want to hear from your story, okay? So share it, scream it out loud, and let us know. So anyway, you guys, I love you so much. Be sure you have subscribed. And if you want to go deeper into this topic or deeper into really building your brand out on YouTube, growing your brand out that surrounds your business on YouTube, then I want you to click the link down below in my description box. I do have a program that is phenomenal. It is literally so dynamic, and it is called YouTube Pro, and I want you to check it out if you are a small business owner looking to literally use YouTube to funnel people into your business, funnel bigger audience, get in front of a new audience, all that good stuff. Check out the link down below in the description box. Anyway, you guys, I love you again. I think I said it like 8 times by now, but I love you one more time, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.